Good morning, Mirmejaz, Pristina. Listen, good morning and welcome to KosICT Technology Festival once again, 2022. Now, I know there are many people here, sitting here, and I can see many people standing there as well that have been here at least once over the last 11 years. 11 years this festival has been unfolding, 11 years of conversations, of connections, of development, startup ideas, and we're in the 11th year now, and naturally we will continue as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to say, I really do have to say, I love coming to Kosovo. I am from London, but when I come to Kosovo, there are so many beautiful things that I love about Kosovo. I love the people, I love the area, I like Flea. I love Flea. I cannot get enough of Flea. Peter Menjaz, and also, there's one other thing, Parsul Mimij. I just cannot get enough. Prime Minister, I love Parsul. And the thing is, all those things, but number one, naturally, coming back here to KosICT. Again, this is an opportunity, really, it's all about sharing knowledge, sharing conversations, ideas, and really learning about what others are doing so that we here, naturally, within the Balkans, and naturally promoting the ICT sector in the region, moving that forward as well. Before we go any further, just quickly, let me introduce myself. My name is Peter Hopwood, and I will be with you hosting today and tomorrow as well, guiding you through these 2 beautiful days together here in Pristina. I'm somebody who helps people to tell stories, help them share stories as a speaker coach, TEDx coach, and pitch coach, helping them to share their stories and share their messages on stages just like this one. And again, we are going to hear lots of stories today and tomorrow, stories, experiences of others, ideas of the future, stories that haven't been told or written yet, but hopefully the chapters are starting to be written right now. So again, this is all about bringing together the community, and a great thing is about this festival, maybe unlike others certainly in the region, we have kind of everybody comes to this. So whether you're a software programmer, a developer, ICT enthusiast, somebody certainly within the sector, C-level executives, young people, startups, coders from the code school as well, everybody kind of comes together, which is a really beautiful thing, I'm sure you'll agree. Right, this is a festival. Now, with any festival, naturally, there are many things that are happening at the same time during a festival. So remember here, the main stage throughout today and tomorrow, ideas, inspiration, lots of ideas for those of you coming, sitting down, and again, taking away lots of value as you leave. On the other side, you've also already seen the developer stage, the dev stage. Today, again, you're a developer, you're a programmer, that's your thing, that's your area of expertise. Over there, you'll find everything you need to really move forward and take your career to the next level. But remember, tomorrow at the dev stage, it becomes a iGaming extravaganza. So again, if that's your area, certainly over there as well. Remember, future developers, as you came in, as you walked in, I'm sure on your right, you saw a lot of young people, right? A lot of young people from 4 different coding schools. And we'll hear a little bit more about that later on. But again, they're there to kind of put together their ideas. And then tomorrow they'll be showcasing the great ideas they've been working on here at KosICT 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to introduce to you a few people that will give you more of a flavor of really what's to come, really what this festival really represents, and certainly their ideas as well. Please welcome to the stage right now the president of the board of directors from STIKK, Mr. Valon Canhasi.
Thank you, Peter. Whoa, full room. Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 11th edition of the KosICT. Dear Prime Minister Kurti, Ambassador Grøndahl, Mr. Uranik Begu, thank you for joining me today in opening remarks. It's with a great honor to be on this stage in the name of the board of directors, STIKK staff, and company members. It's a great honor to be here today. 10 years ago, I was a guest and I spoke here as a guest speaker about the future of social media and how it will impact the business. 10 years later, we know how important is social media today. Today, in these 2 days, today and tomorrow, you'll be hearing from leaders from the region, the world, and local leaders about the ICT possibilities of the future. And I cannot imagine what will happen next 10 years. I cannot oversee it from now because every year is changing. But that's why KosICT is here to tell you what the latest trends are coming and be here. Today we will be starting with Power of Innovation. We have a very great speaker, and we'll be ending the KosICT with the future of game development. So you see, power, innovation, gaming, and we will cover all the bases. I see here a lot of STIKK members who joined us when they were like 5 people company, and now they are 100 plus. I see here business leaders who put Kosovo on the map by exporting services and also education. I see partners and donors who are always here to stick with STIKK and helping us do this every year. I see friends from the region who join us every year here. I thank you all for being part of the community. I don't know if you heard the good news from our government, but the Kosovo has 100% internet penetration. So it's a few countries in the world that have. Now, Prime Minister, we need 100% concentration for this sector, so hope that we will have that. I want to thank sponsors, especially ProCredit Bank and for supporting KosICT through the years. Also for the dev stage, Kutia. STIKK, next year will be 15 years old. ICK just turned 10. And I got a feeling this is just the beginning. So join me today, enjoy today, have fun. And for those who are not STIKK members, please go to stikk.com and join us. Enjoy.
Valon Canhasi, so many, again, giving us a flavour of really what it's over the years, what it's become. A lot of people here naturally that have been here from the very beginning. And I have to say as well, probably, I'm sure, looking around at this festival and how this festival has developed over the years, if I were to ask you, how many people do you think it takes of the core team to put this together? How many? Just don't shout out, just think to yourself. I will tell you, only 5 people, that's right, amazing. 5 people, 5 dedicated, hardworking people with their volunteers as well that make this happen. So I think you'll agree with me, quite a very special achievement indeed. Right, we heard from Valon already about the support again, and a festival, a concept like this one would not happen without many different areas of support, and naturally support from the highest level from government of Kosovo. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the Prime Minister of the Republic of Kosovo, His Excellency Albin Kurti.
Oof, this is long. When Mr. Canhasi said that we have to do better than 100%, I got really frightened. You know, you cannot do better than 100%. But he said that we have to move from internet penetration to the concentration for the sector, and we are surely going to do that. Dear organizers of the KosICT, dear Ms. Savoli and Mr. Canhasi, dear ambassadors, dear guests and members of the ICT community, it is a great pleasure to be here on the occasion of the 11th edition of KosICT, the biggest tech festival in the region. This is the second time that I'm attending KosICT, a festival that brings together local ICT community, domestic, regional, and international experts and industry leaders, and provides a forum for exchange of knowledge and experience and ideas on digital transformation, digital economy, and technology innovation. And most importantly, a festival that helps build and strengthen relationship and cooperation between the public sector, the private sector, and academia from Kosovo, the region, and beyond. We have now worked on national development strategy, and digital transformation goes across the board, meaning digitalization in industry, private and public sector, but also in healthcare, education, and at the same time, and especially public administration. We want to turn our services better in quality, more transparent public officials, but at the same time to increase accountability in all sectors of governance, in public and in private sector alike. Every area of the government and every sector of the economy is important, and so is digitalization in each of those areas and sectors. But in particular, we are very pleased to announce that last week our government approved the Education Strategy 2022-2026, which provides a comprehensive roadmap for reforming the education system at all levels. I would like to point out that the planned budget of the reform introduced by the education strategy is about 333 million euros, and that is 82% higher than the budget of the previous strategic education plan 2017-2022, which has had a budget of about 174 million euros. So now it will be 333 million euros. In addition, for the first time, digitalization is treated as one of the 5 pillars and strategic objectives of the education strategy, with a dedicated budget of about 52 million euros. Digitalization of the public administration is very important for improving the quality of service for our citizens and businesses, and is also important for increasing the transparency and accountability of our administration, on which depends our governance, but also success of our business. Last month, our government approved a new program on administrative burden prevention and reduction. This program, together with the public administration reform strategy, which has already been finalized, and the e-government strategy, which is in the making, will provide a strategic framework for digitalization in the government. An immediate priority is the digitalization of some of the key and most frequently used services for citizens and businesses. Following the launch of electronic payments for government services, digitalized civil status certificates, and digitalization of some steps for the renewal of vehicle registration, soon we will be releasing digitalized property certificates. Electronic identification is one of the key building blocks of e-government, and we have already adopted the necessary legislation for its implementation. The EU procurement process for the project, which will implement EIDs at the national level, is already underway. By enabling secure and reliable identification of citizens and businesses, and by implementing electronic signatures, the EID project will pave the way for end-to-end digitalization of many services in the public and private sector. Moving ahead with the digitalization in all areas of government also requires an increased focus on strengthening cybersecurity. Last month, the government approved the law on cybersecurity, which creates the legal basis for the establishment of a cybersecurity agency. In the meantime, we are also working on amending the penal code by including all relevant offenses related to cybercrime into this code. Recently, we have established a multi-stakeholder working group on cybersecurity in the critical infrastructure. Last month, we have also launched the frequency spectrum monitoring system, which has an impact on the security of electronic communications. Dear participants, with many highly competent ICT companies and a vibrant ICT community of professionals, ICT is one of the few sectors in which our country has a positive trade balance. So it comes as no surprise that the ongoing smart specialization strategy assessment process has already identified ICT as one of the 5 priority sectors in our economy that have the highest potential for growth and innovation. However, the demand for qualified ICT professionals is much higher than the available supply. And growth of the ICT sector also requires an innovation ecosystem that will provide the infrastructure and the needed linkages between research, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Our government, in cooperation with the German government, is continuing to invest in the Innovation and Training Park in Prizren as one of the key platforms within the national innovation ecosystem. We have also continued our support for completion of the Digital Technology Park in Brnica, which will offer the infrastructure for development and growth of the ICT industry. In December of last year, we became a member of Horizon Europe, and last month we approved the initiation of the process for joining another important EU program, Digital Europe. Membership in Digital Europe will provide additional opportunities for our government institutions and for Kosovar companies to apply for ICT projects funded by this program and implementing digital transformation, ensuring cybersecurity, producing skilled professionals, and building the innovation ecosystem. Each of these objectives require a joint and coordinated engagement of the public and private sector. We are open and willing and interested to cooperate with the private sector and academia in achieving common objectives aiming at the development of our country. Perhaps we can say that in the 20th century, Esperanto has failed, but I believe that in 21st century, coding and English is the successful Esperanto. So we look forward to reform our education system and together to do the digital transformation, which not only creates opportunities for successful business, but also creates opportunities for successful business. Thank you very much, and I wish you great success in the future.
Thank you, Prime Minister Kurti. Thank you so much. Some wise words there. Again, remember, everybody here, welcome, a warm welcome to everybody actually physically here. But naturally, we mustn't forget everybody else who've maybe clicked on the website and you are beaming into us live streaming from pretty much anywhere in the world. So again, those of you that are here, colleagues, you've got your networks, you'd like to share a little bit of piece of what's happening here across the world, maybe other Kosovans across the world, colleagues, wherever you are, just onto the website, you can click there. But naturally, it will be slightly different experience for those of you here than those of you that are online, and it will be slightly... Nobody got that joke. So I'm glad the Prime Minister laughed at that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we move on. Naturally, support. We've already heard that word quite a lot already this morning. Support in terms of advice with STIKK and with this technology festival as well over the years. But certainly, there's actually somebody here representing the Norwegian embassy. Now, some of you probably will know this, and many won't. But from the very, very beginning, the Norwegian embassy, they really helped STIKK move forward, this festival move forward. Maybe said yes when maybe some others at the beginning were questionable and maybe said no. So it's fitting that we have somebody here right now to say a few words on behalf of the Norwegian embassy. Some of you also will know, sadly, the Norwegian embassy here in Kosovo is about to close its doors. Hopefully those doors will open again in the future. But please, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the Ambassador of the Kingdom of Norway to the Republic of Kosovo, His Excellency Jens Erik Grøndahl.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, maybe we can open something virtually here in Kosovo, representing the Norwegian government. We'll look into it. But first of all, I'm very excited, very happy to see this, all of you, because he was absolutely right. I think Norway was the first partner for Kosovo that actually recognized the talent in Kosovo, and this is nothing to do with 5 years ago. You know, this is before independence of Kosovo. We saw that something was cooking, and after independence, I got myself personally involved from Oslo, supporting the embassy here back in 2009, 2010, and we supported what is going on here now, the first 5 people and so on. And I think it's massively important to recognize what is going on. The digital economy is the future. All sectors of society will, in one form or another, move into digital economy. And as the Prime Minister said, the export figures and the trade balance figures is growing because of just that component, digital services. Not traditional goods, but digital services. And there will be more of it. And when I see so many people here, and I think about the young population in Kosovo, Kosovo being the youngest population of Europe, and the strong talent you have, I just want you to stay inside Kosovo and develop this, because you can travel around the world virtually on this and produce from Kosovo. I think that'll be very good, supporting the economy of Kosovo and the consolidation of Kosovo as a new state through ICT. I also have a little baby inside, and that is, I think of Kosovo sometimes as a Switzerland between bigger countries in Europe, where you have the cross flow and the transmission lines going through, not just the fantastic highways that you have in Kosovo, but on the digital lines. I work a bit in Albania. I work a bit also in other countries in the region, and I'm talking to people like you over there, but this is the most advanced place I've recognized so far. Kosovo, it's way ahead of its competitors. And I think, following up the leadership of Prime Minister Albin Kurti, that Kosovo will be holding the torch for Southeast Europe in digitalization, and to become a very strong digital actor in the region, and thereby a massive success in Europe. And I think that's a good selling point for Kosovo in the years to come. Norway will obviously stay committed in one form or another. We have private companies, investors already involved with some of you. I'm sorry sometimes to see that I cannot find the statistics on what is actually going on, so I need to talk to people to find out what exactly are they producing for international companies. But I've been looking at 3D printing. I've seen modules and components being made in this city, and also in Pristina and Peja and so on. So there's a lot of things that goes on that I think deserves support. And I hope also that government will continue to support the startup initiatives that is going on. We know that startups, in my country, less than 50% of startups survive after 3 years. But that's how it is. If you can pull out 5, 20 or 30% success of that mass of 100, it's a success story. And people merge and meet and get together in new companies later on. So I think there's a lot of this going on. A last thing I would like to mention, I'm very supporting of the gaming society and the gaming industry of Kosovo. There's great things going on there as well. So just a bit of support for you that just won some medals internationally, I think, recently as well. So congratulations to all of you, basically, on this magnificent milestone. Okay, that's enough from me, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Grøndahl. And it's great to hear from all those years ago, recognizing potential, recognizing opportunities, and still all these years after, still today, many great things that are these opportunities that are recognized right now. But again, isn't that why we're here? Isn't that why we're here? Yeah. Isn't that why we're here today and tomorrow? Really, to have conversations, to recognize things. Shall I just change it? Or just change it? Give me that one. So we're here again to just recognize conversations and recognize opportunities through these conversations, through these ideas, different perspectives, and then moving forward as well. Again, just let me remind you, everybody here again, who's on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. Are you, Prime Minister, are you on TikTok? You're on TikTok. He's on his phone right now, doing a TikTok already, or Instagram. So If you are, again, this doesn't happen all the time. It only happens once a year. So let's make the most of it. So again, your photographs, the comments, you hear something that might be, that you'd like maybe someone else in your network to hear. It might be a phrase, might be a comment. It might be a little bit of a conversation. Share that out. And again, just a little piece of this shared across the world. Again, our hashtag KosICT22. Hashtag KosICT 2022. Right, we move on again from another person really in this city, in this beauty. You know how I feel about Kosovo. You know the great things I love about this country and also Pristina as well. Next, a gentleman naturally representing the city. Please welcome to the stage Deputy Mayor of Pristina, Mr. Alban Zogaj.
Thanks, Peter. Thanks a lot. Wow, I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed. Full house, and this is actually my first time talking from this spot and this stage, and I'm really delighted. So, Your Excellencies, Mr. Prime Minister, distinguished guests, and tech community, it is with great pleasure that I welcome you today on behalf of capital city, Pristina. We are delighted to have you all in Pristina these days. So please, as Peter is saying, enjoy our beautiful city. You will have a chance not only to be at this wonderful tech event, but also you can visit Manifesta Biennale, which is taking place in Pristina these days, and taste our delicious food. And pasul as well, with mish, and flia and the rest of our delicious food. And also experience our artistic scene. I want to thank STIKK for hosting this event. You have done a remarkable job until now. Thank you, Valon. Thank you, the rest of the team, for all the great work you are doing. Thank you. You have also put Pristina into maps of tech events and festival, and this is great for our city. Technology is an essential ingredient of economic growth and job creation, ensuring that Pristina has and maintains the newest digital infrastructure, such as high-speed broadband that we have mentioned, fifth-generation wireless networks, and a modernized education is critical to our long-term prosperity and competitiveness. So technology is one of our priorities as well. We are committed to ensuring that Pristina has a thriving and growing internet economy. The internet is a global platform for communication, for business, and individual expression these days. And now it also promises to support breakthrough in important priorities of our nation, such as education, energy, and healthcare. Additionally, the information technology is applied to make cities more effective, transparent, and accessible to all of our citizens. I should have used my laptop actually, or my iPad in this tech event. Sorry for this. We have to do everything we can to encourage the entrepreneurial spirit we have in our youth. We should be helping our companies compete and sell their products all over the world. We should be making it easier and faster to turn new ideas into new jobs and new businesses. And we should knock down any barriers that stand in their way. Because if we're going to create jobs now and in the future we're going to have to outbuild and out-educate and out-innovate other cities in the region. We want Pristina to be the region's home of the data economy, to seize the benefits of new artificial intelligence and inspire new generations of inventors and developers to make our city even better. Pristina's thriving tech sector already is the envy of the cities around the region. So it's time for us to move ahead, to help this sector, to create spaces such as this one for these kinds of events and develop the sector overall. Pristina is ready, so STIKK, thanks a lot once again, and let's move ahead on this journey. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Zogaj. Right, we move on. Now, I came to to Kosovo, to Pristina 5 years ago, hosting this event as it naturally developed. And over the, I only come once a year, but over the years, naturally on social media, I see a lot about what's happening in Pristina, a lot about what's happening at the Innovation Center as well. Lots of things, certainly over this last year, many interesting and intriguing things as well that just keep popping up in my feed about what's happening here. A man now to tell you a little bit more about what's happening, the challenges they're facing, but really the vision for the future as well. Please welcome to the stage Executive Director of the Innovation Center in Kosovo, Mr. Uranik Begu.
Thank you, Peter. Good mic. Dear Prime Minister, Ambassador, Mr. Canhasi, Vjolca, let me first congratulate you on an yet amazing event, full house. Under very difficult circumstances, this is becoming very difficult to organize events nowadays. But luckily, as a community, I see some old faces, new faces, which is an amazing thing. So please let me congratulate you in all of this. KosICT is not just an event. It has become one of the tech platforms which integrates and interconnects all of us. We see universities, students, startups, corporates, government, donors, all of us come in at least once a year to deliver and talk and connect, but also at the same time inspire each other for the future. And this is the great news that comes out of this event. Today, the reason why I'm here, obviously, I want to share a short story about Innovation Center Kosovo, because as I see many young faces, the story of Innovation Center Kosovo is really an inspiring story. A story which we need to share because within its start, there was something remarkable, and this is the reason why. Around 11 years or even more, a decade ago, let's make it a bit more dramatic. Around a decade ago, STIKK members came together to create a center or a hub, which essentially was to create new tech companies. And this, my friends, is the ability of an intellectual and visionaries to create a hub which will create new tech startups. So when you think today about what Drita and Vjolca and so many others did at the time, they were creating competition for themselves. But this is what we need today. We need to create more for each other. And when you think back at that time, a lot of people were, obviously this came with the generous support of Norwegian government back then. A lot of people had doubts about what this, can we really produce innovation? We don't have electricity, we don't have water. But today Innovation Center Kosovo has created 550 or has supported 550 startups, has trained over 9,000 people and has over 100 licenses which represent Pristina and Kosovo to the international stage. And this, as Valon said, is just the beginning. This is the beginning because we are obligated to tackle one of our most pressing problems. And it's not artificial intelligence, it's not data science, it's the migration of our youth. All of you that are here today are the noble entrepreneurs and business owners that are creating jobs daily. And even more importantly, are working hard to retain those jobs. This is why we appreciate the support of the government. We highly appreciate the support of the donor community, which I think all in all should be coming into a more powerful, compact support. But, and this is the very important comma, but we need the community to come in together. This cannot be done by the government alone. This will not happen any longer by donor support alone. We need all of us to come into this together. You need to support initiatives like KosICT, STIKK, ICK, and all of the good initiatives which are happening around Kosovo because this cannot be done alone. No company will survive alone. None of us alone will stop migration of our young people. And this is the critical moment for all of us to act on it. For the end, I have to read as well. Most of them did. So I have a quote which I found, and I would like to finish with this quote. It said, community is much more than belonging to something. It's about doing something together that makes that belonging matter. So let's make this belonging matter, and let's all act on this so we can have a better future and really make this Kosovo a great example as it deserves. I want to thank you all from the bottom of our heart for all of the support you have shown throughout the years, and please enjoy this festival because it's going to be an amazing one.